puck.
10 seconds remaining.
They don't really have a lot of time to think this one over, ET. We've got 7 seconds of baseline time, 6 seconds of reserve, so... on the same page communication-wise, otherwise. And there's not going to be a whole lot of fighting potential here, but here comes that fight. They're going to start with the slow, unstable concoction being channeled out for its max time. They threw down an acid spray too, so speed is taking a little bit of extra, and but that extra is enough to drop him low. Cat, you comes in for the right click, and that's your first blood.
Second point in dual breath, and the liquid fire just makes any trade from the 4 just not really work, and they're going to try on the AB1.
This seems a little bit risky, though. Oscar's getting chunked down a bit. I think they should be able to find the kill onto AB1 anyway, and... well, now it's different, because the dual breath comes out a second time, and Oscar's going to die for it. Yeah. Looked like it could have been clean at the start, but obviously not the case in the end. But Sebas over in the middle lane was able to make a little bit of a play. It does cost him the rune as Kits hooks it out from under him, but he was able to get onto Moose and do a little bit of punishment there onto that Hoodwink. But now with the Hoodwink gone, yeah, Speed is kind of vulnerable too. Yeah, they're not going to be able to kill him this time. And actually, okay, Cat you gets pulled back in, and there's that timing you were talking about, ET. The axes have to be a little bit delayed. And yeah, for now, at least it's going okay. Top lane, though, not so much. Moose stunned up inside the acid spray. He will be taken down. Speed now getting pushed back. Turns around for the axes. Not enough damage for the kill. At the same time, over in the bottom lane, the fighting really starting to ramp up a little bit as Oscar actually goes down again. And now Sladen, pressure. If he just sits back and takes his farm, there's not a whole lot they can do to him. It's when he tries to get aggressive and takes multiple dual breaths that he gets into trouble. As DNM, speaking of trouble, did get hit up by that shackle shot. Now the power shot comes in to take him down under the tower, and AB1 is gonna turn around for the DOT onto Sladen. Kit's coming in with the haste rune, should be able to finish it off, but he wants a little bit more. They're going for the hook. They pull Oscar out of the trees. He does have Dismember. He hit level 6. They're going to be able to clean up both kills. Now Sebas is here too. Both the mid laners rotate in, ET, and Sebas' kill is about the easiest one you could possibly get. So that's going to be hard to pull off. But over on the other side, the fighting continues. Kit still didn't leave. He goes back in. They take Sladen out. That is a missed point-blank hook onto Oscar, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But now wrapping around here, but the Dismember's already gone down. They're going to be able to cancel it there, and do they go back in? Yeah, they do. Dream Coil is going to be deployed. Now the backup has to TP forward. Kits is just trying to hold his ground. Can he survive? That's a very nice Ice Path out from AB1. Actually locking some heroes down. The power shot will miss. Sladen dies, and Sebas, is he going to get it? There we go. The Illusory Orb will get the job done. Does he jump away? Yes, he does. He should be all right to make his way out of here. And while all that goes down, there is a bit of a trade up top. Speed finally in a 1v1. Catches out Catview. Does have to use his Roar, but gets something good there for his team. But
perhaps a cloak in his inventory, that would have been just absolutely terrible. And now the play on Oscar doesn't connect too quickly, but he will just eat him. He will get his eat canceled, but this might be enough damage. Kits needs to be careful though. DNM.
Oh, okay. No. Okay, AB1. He's going to finish the job at least, but I don't really know if that's worth what they had to put together there. You lose... oh, hold on. Okay, never mind. That was for the rune. Thought he was looking for the hook play for the initiation, but now Sladen wants to initiate. Shackle shot connecting onto AB1. They're going to hit him up with the silence as well, and the orb will finish the kill. So AB1 does get punished in the end. 2-for-1 trade, and yeah, if you're Infamous, you're okay with that. Oscar was already kind of
a little bit too fast, so DNM can't even think about getting inside of him for a nice walk away, but
oh boy.
No. Yeah.
Just a very aggressive roar, and Catyu, I mean, this is how he got picked off the last time, so to a certain extent, you kind of feel like he would have learned his lesson there, but he goes back in for the same play, gets taken down, but over on the other side of the map, the Doom applied to DNM. They will take him down again. This time, there isn't really much of... okay, never mind. There might still be a trade, because Oscar's in some trouble. Shackle shot comes in, but he's just taking too much damage. Oscar will fall. Kits does not have hook for 8, so they're not going to be able to chase any further, but this Doom...
terrible, and honestly, his net worth doesn't even make sense to me. I understand that you have been forced into a pretty awful position, and with that death, you certainly ruin a good portion of DNM's game, as AB1 gets taken down as well, but I guess Sladen's just been taking every...
Doom obviously isn't going to be able to do so, and the rest of the team He's getting jumped in on here as Katyu gets pulled back in by the hook into the dismember. DNA
To wait for either his BKB or his Blink Dagger after his 1 damage item, but the Eat comes through, and that's a pretty darn easy kill onto Sladen. And Kits is just continuing to make...
look to start fighting around him. He's going to have that little bit more in terms of damage and durability that might help him up against some of these tanky heroes on the 5RAT side. And speaking of 5RAT, they're looking for a bit of a fight here. That's a nice Gale Force in from Sladen that's going to disrupt a little bit of it, but it doesn't actually stop the Dismember cast. Seba still gets locked down, taken out. Sladen then gets hooked back in, and yeah, there's the downside of your shard. It is not actually an interrupt, just by virtue of being out, but you still need more from the rest of the lineup as Katyu, well, he's making him work for it, that's for sure, but there's not a whole lot you can do in that circumstance. Doesn't even really have a force staff.
They do see AB1, and they'll try to get a quick pick here, but
nope. Hits is in, and then they use the shackle on the Jakiro as well, so there's not the immediate cancel. It looks like, though, well, never mind. I was going to say Sebas can get away. He can get away from the Dismember, but the Ice Path is thrown out directly under his feet, and we always talk about the strength of that Ice Path, right?
Steamroll your buildings, even though Sladen, gonna pop the smoke, might just be your dead hero. You know, Sebas. Okay.
Sebas is able to sort of cancel things a little bit there. Sladen is still going down, but if they trade him for Kits, well, they trade him for Aegis. But I don't know if they have the means to try and go back in. Sebas has Dream Coil, but once he sees how many heroes are here, doesn't want to be involved in this. They're just going to back it off. Hook, not really all that close. Sort of a blind one there from Kits, but...
Lifestealer is not going to be able to put a finger on him, so this bottom wave is going to get cut, and then, yeah, support dies. Just Katyu trying to ward, trying to de-ward, and with that...
high ground push. And it probably could have been, but now they need to take another fight, and they need to make sure that they don't lose speed right away. That's a bit of a problem. Speed already dead, and now they're in onto Kits. They hit him up with a Doom. They lock down the kill. Starting to look a little bit rough. AB1's going to try to make some sort of escape here, but he's a Jakiro, so not exactly very fast, and they will take him down. That's a 3rd kill on the board. I don't think they're going to catch up to Moose here. Yeah, the Hoodwink's just going to use the skis, and that works quite nicely. Dismember canceled immediately, though. Sounds does come in from the puck, and that weird 1v1 fight is going to turn into an actual engagement here that, of course, will cost Katyu his life, because Katyu has to die. He always has to die. It's just the way of the world.
A bit slower to those jumps. It's all about the vision here, and
Katara.
it's where, on the low ground, yep.
That was dangerous. They're going to go in, though. They get the Dream Coil, and the Gale is actually going to force the snap, but DNM and Kits, yeah, they get the Infest Bomb down. They'll take out Sebas, so now a lot of the damage has to come from Katara, but he's going to get hit up by the Roar. He is out of the fight for now, as Katyu is going to get taken down, and now Uralk is fighting by himself. A Doom was applied onto the Pudge, but Katara has to actually chase after him looking for the damage. He does manage to get off that very nice unstable concoction. That will allow them to finish the job. The problem is the Alk had to lay everything out to chase that, so he loses all of his health, and now Sladen's going to get cleaned up too. They just wait for the Wind Run to run out. They hit him with the Bushwhack. They will take the fight. They will take the pit. They are...
Don't find an angle. 5RAT are just going to win. See it. They're looking on this mid wave.
Okay, well,
this is on Katyu, so now, yeah, they know where the Pudge is. Still cutting in. Sladen is looking for supports.
Ooh, Shackle's going to get dodged now. He's in trouble. Lockdown taken out right away. Katara's going to force it. This is not a good idea, though. Oscar gets stunned up. The Doom does come out, but it doesn't really hit anything. And there's that Lincoln Sphere. And, well, Sladen has a buyback. Oscar doesn't.
Out. And then it's worst case scenario from Oscar. In the high stakes situation, it's not like you can Doom any slower. And now they know about it, but it's too late. On to the final tier 3.
Meanwhile, Moose just solo killed Sebas. That's... well, that's just a straight-up disaster. Sebas is the lone member of Infamous who has his buy.
This damage is going to be felt. It's DNM. The
Okay.
Doom.
They're able to get through that defense, but yeah, there's where Kits makes his play. He's able to get in. You may have doomed my teammate, but you can't stop me from eating him. And now they're going to go back in. Kits pushes forward. They take down Oscar again. Katara's taken out as well, and there's no buyback on Oscar still. There is one on Kataro, but by the time he's back in, they've already lost Katyu. Katyu, though, popping a buyback as well. All hands on deck here for Infamous, but the Megas have been acquired. And even if they take a fight right now, we
use so little top. And sure, getting closer. Might need to dodge Katara's stun, but And Katara stuns himself, and now Sebas is able to blink out of that one. But yeah, had to blink forward, and now you're going to get a buyback out of the puck.
Yep, there it is. Sebas has to commit it. All buybacks either unavailable by time or money, as the hook is going to connect. They get Sladen. He's able to force staff himself away, though, so he is going to survive. And now Kataro, he wants to try and push back in. Unstable Concoction. Any targets? No. Speed had BKB'd already, so he's going to self-stun. And they need to go for someone, but Sebas jumps the gun. He gets roared as soon as he initiates. That is a dieback from the puck, and they just can't kill anybody, AT. They get someone low. Kits just eats him and walks away. They start to heal up. Now they're going to pop back out again, and yeah, this really has to be the end. The GG will be called. Infamous will concede defeat, and 5RAT, they come in here, ET. They get the 2-0. Now they have to sit back and watch the rest of today's games play out, but they have done everything that they could have possibly done.
Yeah, and now in contention for your top seed, you know, maybe hoping the Thunder Away can take a dive here, but end the group stage with 11 wins. Hey, looking great, feeling great. I think 5RAT are